This is Racice, the second leg of the World Cups of the ICF Canoe Sprint Series for 2011. There's a real buzz around the place because this year is so important for a lot of them to qualify for the Olympic Games next year. We're looking to forward some perfect conditions for racing, and it's going to be a really exciting weekend.
A very good morning and welcome to the Czech Republic and Racice for the second of our World Cup Sprint Canoe competitions on what happens to be a really lovely morning. A breath of wind, temperatures which are expected to rise to some 25 Celsius throughout the day. In fact, it's a lovely morning. We have the men's individual kayak over 1,000 metres. And lane one there, Marcus Oskarsson, 4 times a summer Olympian. Great partnership with him and Henrik Nielsen. And actually won the World Championships in 2006 by less than a second ahead of Tim Brabants on that occasion. And they're looking down Anders Gustafsson of Sweden, who was third in Poznan in this particular event, and Ale Urania, the top World Cup performer over 1,000 metres last year, and the winner of the opening regatta in Belarus. He's in lane 5. So away we go in this 1,000 metre final. And a really sharp start there in lane 3 by Fernando Pimenta. Fernando, who was a silver medalist last year in the K2 over 500 metres, and looking to see whether he can earn by right a individual kayak place. The Portuguese with a very good and improving strong squad, and that is a very, very dominant piece of paddling there by Pimenta. Come down towards the half distance already, and still Portugal's Pimenta with the advantage, but the others beginning to gather him in a little bit. It was a very strong start. Top of the picture, that's Oskarsson. 2 from the top there, dropping back Benst Domvari of Hungary. And now beginning to come up there, the Dane, René Poulsen, coming down towards the finish of the race, and Poulsen being reeled in, but he's still got the advantage. Van Coverdon on the bottom of your picture there, closing as well, and also moving fast now, Pimenta and Gustafsson, and it is René Poulsen who takes it there, and he takes it from Pimenta, and then Urania, and then unofficially Gustafsson. But that is win for Denmark. So victory to Denmark's René Holten Poulsen, an impressive finish in 3:29.22. Fernando Pimenta of Portugal starting fast and holding off Ale Urania of Belarus, with Canada's Adam Van Coverdon in 4th place ahead of Sweden's Anders Gustafsson.
Jamen, der er ikke så meget. Altså, det var rigtig godt løb, og jeg er glad for at kunne holde min konkurrence.
I'm really happy to win in front of all the fastest guys of the world.
Jeg sætter stor pris på, at jeg kunne.
It's a very good course, and everything is good here. I was expecting to come fast at the end. They are always coming fast in the last 300 or 250 meters. So I tried to keep together and the boat running.
So this the lineup for the men's Canadian singles. On the far side, lane 1, that's Kudla of Poland. 2 from the top, Safronov of Kazakhstan. 3 from the top, Stokalov of Russia. And then Uzbekistan, Mekhov in 4. Then Italy's Sergio Krashun of Italy in 5. Oldenshaw, watch out for him for Canada. Mark Oldenshaw in 6. Kushela of Germany, Belarus, Zhukovsky, who's 2 from the bottom, and Kuleta of Poland, who's closest to you. You can see there in second place, no less than 42 Canadian national titles to his credit. From Burlington, Ontario, 28 years of age, 4 years older than Vadim Menkov. And in 2009, which was the season in which the Canadians held the World Championships in Dartmouth, he was second overall in the Canoe World Cup rankings. And he's a man who's been very, very close to major honours, hasn't quite achieved them. I wonder whether this season is going to be his campaign. But Menkov commanding. Menkov, who does what a number of athletes likes to do, which is to get out there, to dominate, to win, to, in a sense, both physically and mentally discourage, dishearten and disappoint the opposition. But now Oldenshaw really matching him here on the near side, and this has turned out to be a really good head-to-head duel. But it's very, very tight, and watch for these two men. Oldenshaw finding that little bit more. He's going to lean back as he comes to the line and just shoot the bow of the canoe, but he's broken Menkov, and not many have done that in recent times. And Mark Oldenshaw for Canada coming through to take this victory ahead of the double world champion. And then coming in third place, looks like Sergei Kakun for Italy, leading the charge right at the bottom of your picture. That's Kuleta for Poland. But what a good performance by Mark Oldenshaw. The Canadians who weren't in Poznan, but they're making their presence felt here. Very good victory. And he had that extra power, that extra burn in him for the last 50, 60 meters to deny Menkov. You have confirmation of the Canadian singles 1,000 meter race. Mark Oldenshaw, 3:53. And then Menkov, Kuleta of Poland, who was right at the bottom. And Zhukowski was just inside him at the bottom of your picture. They are fourth and fifth. Then Stokolov of Russia. And you can see they're quite a wide margin back to Kudla there.
It was such a good race. I felt good for the whole way, and I could tell it was just the two of us most of the way, so I tried to stay calm and just save a little bit for the end, and it worked out. Well, Menkov is a great champion. You know, he's great to race against. He hasn't lost, I don't think, since the Olympics, being the world champion 2 years in a row, so it's great to race against him, and I look forward to racing more good races against him this year.
Now, the women's competition, which we're about to see, sees Britain's Rachel Cawthorne in the final. She's going to be on the far side in lane number 1. Then the experienced Anne Ricola, 2 from the top there. Alana Nichols, who certainly made an impression, finishing second in Poznan in this particular race. Then after that, Carrie Johnson of the United States, very experienced, 2-time Olympian. And then Henrietta Hansen for Denmark, who's going to be in lane 5. Sofia Paldanias, who was third just behind Alana Nichols in Poznan. And then in lane 7, Marie Delattre Demori for France, who was 9th of 9 in Poznan, the 30-year-old from Arras originally in France. And then Natalia Lobova from Russia, and closest to you, Natalia Sergeyeva of Kazakhstan, doubling up already. Remember, she went in the 1,000 meter race early on and lost out in that 1,000 meter individual race. Good start there by Sofia Paldanias for Sweden in the yellow vest, just going out of the picture there. And there's Hansen of Denmark in the red vest, also going very strongly. Top of the picture there, Anne Ricola, 34 years of age, representing Finland, a world bronze medalist last year over 5,000 meters, I should say. It's Denmark, and then Alana Nichols would be closest to her now, beginning to power through Alana Nichols as they come down into the red boys. Australia at the top there and taking on Hansen, Australia and Denmark. And then at the bottom of your picture, it's Sergeyeva trying to get into this as well, but Alana has got first run on them, and this could be Australia to take their first gold of the morning here. Alana Nichols, who was second in Poznan, and she has taken this here very close, I would say, in second place Hansen, and then Rachel Cawthorne finishing like a train with Natalia Sergeyeva, the full width of the regatta course, separating the great British paddler at the top and the Kazakh on the bottom. Alana Nichols of Australia going from strength to strength, impressively winning the women's kayak over 500 meters. Henrietta Engen Hansen runner-up with Rachel Cawthorne, a promising third by the British paddler, ahead of Natalia Lobova of Russia and Anne Rikkola finishing 5th for Finland.
Had to adjust my race plan a little bit. At the start there was a little bit of a headwind, so I wasn't sure if that was going to carry through, if the wind had changed, but it ended up just being pretty swirly. The girls were all up there until, you know, the 250, so it was really a race from the 250 to the end, so I just had enough in the tank to get me through for a win, so it was good.
So race time draws nigh for the men's kayak fours, bringing together Italy, Belarus, Slovakia, Portugal, Russia, Czech Republic, Australia, Hungary and Belarus, who, as you'll gather, are double represented in this final. So who wins this one? Well, on top form, you've got to watch out for the Slovakians in lane 3. Serial achievers, and they would carry a good deal of my encouragement. Portugal right next to them, Russia 3, 4, 5. That's where I think the action should come in this finale. The flying fours, the kayak fours. Good enough start, and Portuguese very sharply away. This is becoming their style. Real sharp starts from the Portuguese in lane 4. And just beyond them are the Slovaks in 3. Just to their left are the Russians. Coming through, Slovakia, whoa, very close. On the bottom of your picture, Belarus. And really difficult for that second Belarus. They are so detached from the majority of the race pace. Then 2 from the bottom of Australia. In lane number 2, Belarus, Slovakia, Portugal. This is going to be really interesting as they come through. Bottom of the picture, and it is Belarus. Australia coming through really fast now. Also coming through pretty quickly, the Portuguese. Australia, are they going to get there? They might. They might have just done it, the Australians. Really close. The Portuguese are in there. The Belarus crew on the far side also in the photograph. But this could be Tate Smith, David Smith, Murray Stewart and Jakob Clear's moment. Now have a look at it. Near side, Belarus. Furthest away, Australia. Oof. That is very, very close. Well, a fantastic finish, and it was literally fingernails separating Belarus and Australia, but at the end the photograph showed that Belarus had got it 2:55.896, Australia 2:55.92. Terrific performance there by both crews, with Portugal taking 3rd spot ahead of Belarus and Slovakia in 5th place. So this, the lineup for the first race of the day, the men's individual kayak over 200 metres in lane number 5. It's Ed McKeever, the man very much to beat, the world and European champion, and the man who won the first World Cup regatta of the season. Furthest away from you, that's Mark de Jong from Canada, who will be on the far side of the regatta, away from lane number 1. Then 2, Kasper Bleibach. And away we go with this men's race. So it's Denmark on the far side, Italy, then Russia and Great Britain. Lane 5, Ed McKeever there in picture, 27 years of age. And McKeever powering through here and looking to maintain this 100% record for the season. 5 from the top of your picture there. Zavaletsky of Russia coming towards the line now, very tight, and that's a photograph there between Zavaletsky of Russia and Britain's Ed McKeever. Well, a terrific fight between Ed Makiva and Viktor Zavolsky of Russia, but it was the world and European champion who just got there in the last paddle stroke to maintain his unbeaten record for the season, with Michele Zedial of Italy finishing in third place.
Yes, that one's a little bit closer than last in Poznan 2 weeks ago, but just about did the business again. The Russian guy was strong here. He's quite a young guy and so quite new to the scene, but just about had him. Well, the key points are trying to nail the start, get out as quickly as possible, and then you've got to get into your rhythm and then try and hold it through to the finish, and that's really the key, just holding your speed for as long as possible.
Coming right up in about 30 seconds from now, the final of the Canadian singles over 200 meters. This is the lineup here, and lanes 3, 4 and 5, they are the ones that catch the eye here. Ivan Shatil of Russia, the world champion. Richard Dalton of Canada, the bronze medalist, shared that bronze medal a year ago in Poznan. And also watch out in lane 3 for Pavel Barakevich, who was 9th in Poznan, but I think he's going to do a lot better in this particular race. Furthest away from you, Portugal on the lane 1. Furthest away, that's Helder Silva. And then inside him, Brazil, Santos. Poland, Barakevich in lane number 3. For Ivan Shatil, and away we go. 200 meters, less than a minute to win it in these Canadian singles in this Olympic discipline. Lane 5 in picture, that's Richard Dalton there, born in Ireland, this 31-year-old who had that tie with Yuri Chaban of the Ukraine, who actually won in Poznan but not competing here, and very fast starting the Canadian. 4 from the top of your picture, that's Ivan Shatil of Russia, the world champion, European bronze medalist, vying with Dalton, but also coming there, Ignatov of Russia, and also Vaitshishkin of Belarus, coming towards the line, and it's Ivan Shatil who takes it, bows shooting across, and very close there for the second and third places. Ivan Shatil, the world champion, a dominating performance to take the victory from Canada's Richard Dalton. A promising start to his World Cup season with Yevgeny Ignatov of Russia in third place, and underlying the strength of the Russians in the 200-meter sprint division.
This year there will be the World Championship in Szeged and the qualifications for London. I'm better in 200 meters distance than the C2 1000 distance, and this victory is a good beginning for the season.
So as I say, the next race on our menu today will be the women's kayak over 200 meters. But here they are coming into the boots, and it's Sabine Volz on the far side in lane 1. 2 from the top, Rachel Lovell from Queensland representing Australia. And then it's going to be Teresa Portela. You're looking at lane 1. Portela, 3 from the top of your picture for Portugal. Then Christine Zur for the United States, originally from Hungary, but married the Israeli paddler Rami Zur. Lane 5, Natalia Lobova, and then in 6 here, Jenny Mikkonen, 7th in the Olympic Games in the K2 500. Carrie Johnson, 3 from the bottom. Jess Walker, 2 away from you, and Kia Byers representing Canada closest to you. Away we go in this Olympic category, 2 from the bottom. Jess Walker, really good start by the British paddler. And this is a really competitive race, and there's not much between the whole field as they move away. Just looking, Jess Walker up there. Also, Teresa Portela from Portugal, 3 from the top of your picture, who's up there. Jess Walker, 2 from the bottom of your picture. And then in the middle, it's Lobova going well for Russia. Jess Walker on the bottom of your picture there for Great Britain, powering towards the finish. This is going to be very, very close. Also, Portela's going to get there, I think. Yes, she is. Teresa Portela. And then after Portela, it's going to be Natalia Lobova, Jenny Mikkonen, and Jess Walker for the places. Well, this is the result of the women's kayak over 200 metres, now confirmed. Teresa Portela fast starting and too good for the rest of the field. Jenny Mikkonen just denying Jess Walker second place, with the promising Russian Natalia Lobova in fourth.
I'm very happy I won this race. This victory is a motivation for the rest of the season, and I have to work a little more to be qualified for the Olympic Games. The Olympics are my main goal. I do these races to be experienced and improve some stuff. All teams in Portugal want the qualification.
Well, already straight on to the next race, which is going to be the men's K2 200 metres with the world champions from France in lane number 3, Arnaud Ibois and Sébastien Jouve. World champions, of course, in Poznan. Chasing them will definitely be Liam Heath and Jonathan Schofield, European champions for Great Britain last year and bronze medalists, and it's those two boats who were 1 and 2. Now you can see we've got a 10-boat race here with Italy in lane number 10, and the reason for that is that there were 2 boats tied for position in the semi-finals yesterday. So away we go, and powering very quickly there in lane number 6, Pyatrushenko and Maknev of Belarus, who were 5th in Poznan, and they're well up there. You can see them in that green kayak, and also going strongly the British as well as the French getting into this. French in lane number 3, coming towards the line now, very tight between France, Great Britain, and that is again another photo. And here's confirmation, the French world champions holding on to their unbeaten record for the World Cup season, ahead of Liam Heath and Johnny Schofield for Great Britain, and the Latvians in 3rd place, Chris Strahm and Alexei Rumkavets, who were 4th in Poznan, moving up to 3rd ahead of the Canadians. Canada coming into the World Cup season here in Racice. Ryan Cochrane and Hugh Fonel in 4th place.
On s'était imposé à Poznan, et là le but du jeu, c'était de rester devant.
We won in Poznan. Here the main goal was to stay in front and mark the occasion before the World Championship. Now we'll have a training session before the World Championship, and we'll try to keep our title. We'll leave the World Cup with a good feeling in K2 200.
Well, from 200-meter racing, we go to 500-meter racing, individual men's kayak. Here is the lineup, and people to watch for, well, Poulsen, he won the 1,000-meter race yesterday. René Poulsen representing Denmark, just 22 years of age, a rising talent. And watch out for Barry Watkins of Ireland. This time it is a good start, and looking for some early domination there. Strong start by the Dane at the bottom of the picture. 3 from the bottom there. Matt Urquhart from Australia also going particularly well off the blocks. Coming towards the 250-metre line here in this 500-metre final. And it's Gustafsson who's got the advantage over the Dane on the near side. Coming down inside the red boys now. Top of your picture is Poulsen. Bottom of your picture is Gustafsson as they come towards the line. And it really is tight. Gustafsson just there. Gustafsson, Poulsen, and then 3rd across the line, Peter Geller of Slovakia. But really well-paced race by the world champion. And Anders Gustafsson takes the 500 race. The men's K1 500, the reigning world champion, Anders Gustafsson, a solid victory ahead of the man who won at 1,000 metres yesterday, René Poulsen, with Peter Geller, the man who was runner-up to Gustafsson a year ago in the World Championships, on this occasion finishing in 3rd place.
It's great. It's really competitive field, so it's good to get away with a win. That was my goal, and
I won the previous World Cup, and it's always hard to win back-to-back, so I'm really happy.
Well, it's been a terrific morning's racing here in Racice. Thank you for your company. Thank you for watching. The next World Cup Regatta, number 3 of the season, is just a week away in Duisburg. For now, though, from myself, David Goldstrom, and the ICF team, thanks for your company. Bye-bye from the Czech Republic.